All right, we're
Yeah.
live. We are live. So
What's up, guys? Look at the
Hey,
crew back together.
I
the crew.
know. When was the last time we had all these guys on the same
I know it's
stream?
so cool.
Yeah, it's great.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Doing good.
So everybody
So
happy with their record store day haul? Is there anything you wish you would have gotten and missed the boat on, or may still try to get?
Well, I tell you what, I am glad I picked up that Marty Stewart album because I'm like, nobody's going to buy this freaking album. And I knew I was going to pick it up. You can't freaking find it now, though. It's called Space Junk. It's all instrumental. I think me and Sam St. John and I don't know. I thought Gary might have picked that up.
Hey,
No, I mean it. I was only going to get a couple of items, so I had to be really selective.
Yeah.
I probably would have got, as far as like that kind of stuff goes, I would have got that Emmylou Harris before I would have got the Marty Stewart.
I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get Beast from the East. Doc.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I would have liked to got that. The Judas Priest. I wasn't going to spend too much, so
Yeah.
but I got
the
that.
Judas Priest was like $70 or something. It was
Wow.
expensive in my area.
Yeah,
And
it
what's
was an expensive one. I don't remember it being
Yes.
that much, but it was costly.
was it 2 discs, 3?
Yeah, 2 discs.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with everything that I got. The Tesla is amazing. I wish I'd gotten the Ramones. The Scott Ian's okay. It's nothing fantastic, but it's super rare. So I'm glad I picked it up because I haven't seen another Aaron. I was looking to grab you one and I couldn't find it anywhere. But I would have liked to grab that Emmylou Harris also because I love that album Wrecking Ball. That's got to be one of my favorites. So it would have been great to hear that.
Yeah. I'm
That's
glad I got that. I'm glad you picked the Sabbath up for me, Josh, because that's a freaking awesome album.
Oh yeah, it's an incredible one. What were you gonna say, Gary?
Just that. I mean, I was really happy with that album by Belly.
Yeah.
It was very cool to hear that on vinyl, and really, I haven't really listened to it for quite a while. I'd gotten back into some solo stuff by Tanya Donnelly there a while back, but I hadn't listened to that album King in quite a while. So to put it on, that was pretty cool. And the Ramones is obviously that's cool.
I forgot how fast that Ramones album is.
Yeah. Yeah. What does it mean? Never heard
Hey,
of
Alex.
it. That's
Gary,
buy everything, Alex.
Yeah. He does. His hauls are so big. Yeah. Gary, you buying the Billy Idol tomorrow?
Maybe not tomorrow because we got a lot going on. But
Yeah.
at some point, yeah, I'll be getting it.
Yeah. I ordered it too. I'll let you know how it is. I won't ruin it. Yeah, look at that ghost with the shiny cover.
Yeah, it's shiny.
Ooh,
Haven't opened
That's
it yet.
cool.
man.
Yeah, I ordered it. So
Yeah, I got. Hopefully, it comes in tomorrow. I ordered Samantha Fish. Her new album comes out tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Gary, I
I'm going
wanted
to
to.
Salt Lake in a week or a week and a half. I'll look for that in some of the record store day stuff. They have them extras. Sometimes they have extras.
Gary, I want to let you know Mary Chapin Carpenter has a new album coming out.
I saw that. That she does. Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to check that out.
I think it comes out, I want to say June, beginning of June. I know it's top on Aaron's list, so.
Yeah, I know.
well, did you see that the Cure's got a 3 LP remix album coming out of their last album, Chris?
No. I listened to a couple of the remixes. I'm like, I'm not
It's
gonna
not for you.
I don't know.
Oh.
Hey, Harry, I gave you a shout out on my last video. While I was drinking.
Oh.
Hey, Craig.
Hey, Craig's here.
What's up, dude?
Hey, Chris, what's your favorite DMB album?
What's my favorite? What?
Dave Matthews Band album. Harry wants to know.
I don't even know. What's the
Like
one
of all
with,
the Dave Matthews albums in your collection, which one would you?
Well,
which one do you
funny?
listen to the most?
The only Dave Matthews song I can think of right now is that "Satellite in My Heart." What album is "Satellite" off of?
That would be under. I think it's Under the Table and Dreaming.
Oh, I was just under my table.
Me too.
I can tell you what, Dave Matthews Band does have a song called "So Damn Lucky."
Yeah.
That I really love. It's so weird when there's an artist that you don't really like that has a song. You're like, oh my God, this song is great. Why can't all their songs be this good? Yeah, "So Damn Lucky" is a good one.
I talk shit about Dave Matthews, but I don't actually mind him. Like, it always reminds me of college because everybody was playing Dave Matthews in the dorm room.
That's why I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Gary, college
It's
girls,
music for a bunch of fucking preppy college people that they're just trying to fit into that bullshit, playing hacky sack and all that other jack-off stuff.
The pretentious music, I call it.
Exactly.
I just wish Gary would just be honest with us.
Yeah,
Technically, that was just Dave Matthews.
I don't know. I still say there's still some Dave Matthews songs I do like.
Yeah, I don't think Dave Matthews is a bad person. Like I hear great things about him. I hear he's a good dude, and Gravedigger's a great song. Willie Nelson covered it.
He's not bad as an actor.
I saw Dave Matthews Band live, like, I don't know, 8 years ago or something like that. And yeah, it was like a, like hipsterville, but I don't know. It was all right,
Was that Pine Knob?
It was not my idea to go. Let me just clarify that. I was invited to go, but I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. It was, it was all right for that kind of thing. But we're not here to talk about Dave Matthews or anything like that. We're here to talk about Motley Crue tonight. We're going to give our top 10 favorites and our least favorites. 3 of our least favorite or 3 worst Motley Crue songs according to each of us. Glad to see all of you. Glad you could all make it tonight, even though it's the night of the NBA draft, and I know you guys are interested in watching the Pistons.
No spoilers, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. No comments. We're gonna keep Aaron happy.
Yeah. And no draft talk in the comments because Aaron wants to go back and watch it later. Yeah.
Unless it's about Denver.
As slow as the draft goes, you'll be able to watch it after we're done.
Yep, I've got it recording.
Okay.
Well, if I cut any of you off, I apologize in advance. I'm having trouble with the audio, so I can barely hear everybody except Josh. So if I say anything out of context,
he can hear Josh then.
It's my training voice. I project it.
Either that or I don't know. I cannot explain what is going on, but anyway, good luck to your Chargers, Aaron. Good luck to the Vikings. Good luck to
the Lions,
the Broncos, and of course, good luck to the Lions. All right, Motley Crue. We're going to start Aaron, then Josh, Chris, Gary, and myself. Aaron's going to be giving us a top 60.
Yeah.
Doing our top 10.
Are we going to do our favorites first or at the end?
All right. Well, let's start with our bottom 3. Anyway, what was the question? What was the question, Josh? I'm sorry.
No, it's Aaron. I was just saying, yeah, to Aaron's 60. But we're going to start with the bottom 3, and then what are we going to do for?
Then we'll do 5 and 5.
5 and 5. Okay.
Well, we could do 5, 4, and then number 1 if you want to do
that.
Yeah,
we should probably get this sorted out before we go live, but that's the ramshackle way I like to run my live streams. But all right, so we're doing bottom 3.
Bottom 3.
Aaron.
Okay. So I'm going from my third to my least favorite. So my third favorite is actually a single of theirs, which is weird, but it's from this album here, and it's Same Old Situation, SOS. I don't know why, but I can't stand that song. I skip by it every time I hear it now. It's one of the only Motley Crue songs I do that with. I love all their albums, even the not popular ones, but for some reason, Same Old Situation, I just can't listen to. And then my number two least favorite is a song Brandon from Generation Swine, the Tommy Lee sung ballad, which is just hard to hear at times. But it just doesn't quite make it for me. I'm sure Tommy Lee's great on other stuff, but I just don't like that song. It's real goofy. And my number one least favorite Motley Crue song, Shout at the Devil 97. I cannot stand how they remade that song. It just when something's good like that, you don't mess with it. Don't speed it up and sing it different. And it's almost like reminds me of Don't Stand So Close to Me with the Police when they redid it. Both those, I can't listen to either one. And they're great songs, the originals. I love the original Shout at the Devil. I can't listen to Shout at the Devil 97. It drives me crazy. And that's my least favorite Motley Crue song.
All right.
Okay, are you doing your 5 now, or am I going?
You're doing your 3 now.
Oh, my 3. Okay, so my number 3 least favorite Motley Crue song would be a B-side off this album, which is probably my second favorite Motley Crue album, but it's a song called Planet Boom by Tommy Lee, and it just does nothing for me. Number 2 would be a song off this one, which is a song called Rocket Ship, which Nikki Sixx sang. And I just don't dig it. I'm sorry if anybody does dig it. And number 1, Brandon. I can't stand Brandon. It's just a terrible song. Sorry if you love it, but I don't like it.
So was that second one, was that from the Quaternary thing they did? Where they
Yeah.
It's funny because Craig said Brandon, and I thought he was like talking about, our Brandon. I'm like,
our Brandon rules.
What's that all about? But yeah. But I want to direct everybody's attention to the comment section right now. Thank you, Lee. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I do. All right, as you were, Chris.
All right. Well, this first one could be kind of unpopular, but we'll go with it. Number 3 is Raise Your Hands to Rock off of Theater of Pain. I don't know. There's just something about this song. I think it's sort of like their attempt at like a Twisted Sister sort of Quiet Riot thing, but it doesn't work for me. I've never really liked that song. So that's my number 3. I know it's going to be unpopular. Now, the other ones it was hard to think of because I'm not really that familiar post Dr. Feelgood. I mean, I know a little bit from New Tattoo and what was that, Saints of Los Angeles. I know a few things off of that, but I was literally scrolling through a New Tattoo is actually very good. I was scrolling through Spotify, and I remember Josh talking about the Fight for Your Right cover. So I listened to that. That is bullshit. And what's funny about it is the intro. Vince is like, I forget what he says. It's so cheesy. And so I got to put Fight for Your Right in there.
Is that Fight for Your Right to Party, the Beastie Boy? Really?
Yeah.
Actually,
I remember.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I remember Josh talking about it. I was like, all right, I got to listen to this. And it is pretty bad. And then they had a song from 2008. I had never heard this song before. It's called Sex. And it's terrible. It's just, I don't know. There's just something cringy about it. And again, I like all those classic albums. And even I put Raise Your Hands to Rock in here. It's really not that bad of a song. But for me, out of all those classic 5 albums, that's the one song where I'm like, it's all right. It's not like it's like you're going to throw your CD player out when it comes on or something like that. But so those are my 3.
Cool.
All right.
That when I saw Motley Crue summer before the last summer there, and they did Fight for Your Rights to Party, and I found that really odd.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my number 3 is kind of similar to Aaron. My number, starting from 3 to 1, is Same Old Situation. I don't like that song either. It annoys me for some reason. I don't know why. I just not a fan of it.
Nice.
I don't like the way he says same old situation. It just annoys me. Next would be that remake of Jailhouse Rock that they did. Not a fan of that. And then my least favorite also is that remake of Shout at the Devil for pretty much everything that Aaron said. That to me, when they did it, they tried to make it like slightly industrial or something, and it reeked of desperation. I just thought it was a stupid idea. It's like, you've got this fantastic song, you don't need to update it or anything. I just thought it was a dumb idea. So that's my bottom 3.
Nice.
You're up, Jeff.
All right, the live stream's going swimmingly. We have 3 people watching, so
Hey,
it'll be one of those nights. We're competing with the NFL draft and whatever else is on there, but
there's a couple other live streams on Thursdays too.
You're not gonna have to worry about any draft talk in the comment section, Aaron, because there'll be nobody there to comment. All right, is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. All right, my bottom 3. Number 3 is "You're All I Need."
Oh wow!
Just kind of, I'm not a huge fan of girls anyway. Like, it's not my favorite Motley Crue album by any stretch, but that one, it just, the way that album ends is really like so anticlimactic, because you have "You're All I Need" and then straight into Jailhouse Rock. It's just like a big buzzkill, because I think everything before that is like very cool, but then you get to that song and it's like you can hear the screeching of the brakes when that song comes on. It's like, okay, well, time to turn this album off. So that one. Then number 2, like Chris said, "Raise Your Hands to Rock," just so cheesy. Such a cliche. And then number 1 is "Time for Change" off of Dr. Feelgood. Just trying to be this like anthem about, and if another person rhymes, nothing stays the same with change, but it's just like, what are you trying to be, like socially conscious Motley Crue, after we've had all these songs about ODing and narcotics and drugs and shit like that. Now, just to wrap it all up, we're going to have this song about, time for a change. Like, look in the mirror and why don't you change your goddamn lifestyle for starters. But anyway, those are my bottom 3. And I mean, honestly, I feel like Jailhouse Rock was such low-hanging fruit. I didn't include that on here, but that could easily be in my top 3 or my bottom 3 as well. But those ones were a little more egregious for me. So
what's funny, Jeff, is all
right, enough of the negative stuff. Let's get into our.
Well, Chris was talking. Chris, what were you saying?
I'm sorry. See, that's gonna it's gonna happen, and it's not gonna be the first time. So I apologize.
It's all right. I know how it goes. What's funny is I almost picked "Time for Change," and then I was listening to it again today. I'm like, because I almost picked it for the reasons that you said, and then I was like, it's actually not as bad as I remember. But you're right, though. It's sort of like, we're gonna sing about shouting at the devil and this, that, and the other thing, and then suddenly we have this, promote change sort of song. But I don't know. So, and I'm also glad you picked "Raise Your Hands to Rock," because I thought I was crazy picking that song, but I guess I wasn't as crazy as I thought I am. So,
yeah. All right. Sorry about that, Chris.
All right.
That's right. All right, now it's Aaron's turn.
Now it's Aaron's. All right. You're the bottom 5 of your top 10. How's that?
Bottom of the top.
How's that tagline?
So I really could have done a top 50 very easily, but I controlled myself. I actually got it down to 10. I did it 11 through 20 as well, but that's basically all the popular songs. I tend to gravitate towards their deep cuts just because I've heard them so much. But my number 10 from New Tattoo, very underrated record. I actually really like this album. It's Punched in the Teeth by Love. That almost has an old Motley Crue vibe to it. Like it almost been out at the Too Fast for Love, Shout at the Devil era. It has that sound, I think. And it's just had a lot of energy to it. I love the lyrics. Punched in the Teeth by Love is my number 10. My number 9, my favorite song from Girls, 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 Dancing on Glass. Always love that song. It's about Nikki Sixx's heroin addiction, but it's just such a great song, Dancing on Glass. I love the end of it where I don't know who the hell's doing the vocals, but that Sweet Chiva, You Are My Jesus part, I like that too, even though it's not a Crue guy. I assume it's someone else singing it. I don't know who it is, but I love that part.
I think it's the girl who sings on Great Gig in the Sky.
It might be. Probably is, actually. Number 8, and when I was doing this, I really could have made my whole top 10 from the first 2 records because I think they're both so good. My number 8 is Bastard. Love the lyrics of that. Just love that high energy Motley Crue at its best. Bastard, number 8. Number 7, I'm going to the self-titled record, Poison Apples. Pretty Little Poison Apples. Love that song so much. The John Corabi album, this is probably the most underrated Motley Crue record. It's just so good. Every song on this is really good. Love it. I love Poison Apples. And number 6, my first song from my favorite Crue record, and it's Piece of Your Action. Starting off side 2 of Too Fast for Love. Everything about this album, I love. Every song on it could have been on this list. And if you go to my top 20, they almost all are. A Piece of Your Action, number 6. So that's my 6 through 10.
Awesome. Great picks, dude.
Yeah.
All right. My number 10 is from 94, which, as Aaron said, completely underrated, absolute masterpiece of an album. And this, Smoke the Sky, I love that song. But I will tell you, with this album, like, there's not a bad song. I listened to it all the way through, so I totally recommend it. Number 9, Aaron mentioned this, Bastard. At one point, might have been my favorite Motley Crue song. And that's the one thing I'll say about this list. Is that You Could Call Me Tomorrow, and number 9 will be number 1. I love so many of them, but Bastard is just one of the best songs off this album. My only song off Dr. Feelgood, and I don't hate Dr. Feelgood. The song Dr. Feelgood is amazing, but I'm picking the song Kickstart My Heart. I know it's a huge hit, but man, I just remember the first time I heard that song, and with the Montrose opening where it sounds like a car or a motorcycle revving up. Just absolutely love that song, Kickstart My Heart. And then number 7, back to my favorite album by Motley Crue. And I'm gonna do Looks That Kill. Also, it's you're gonna notice a couple songs for me. I was so young when this album came out that to me it's just the memories of like my parents saying, I don't want you to listen to that, and sneaking in my room and just love that song, Looks to Kill. And then number 6 off Girls, 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 Wild Side, another huge hit from them, but still kicks ass. If this song had been on the radio, I wouldn't skip it. It's just so good. So Wild Side, but Dancing on Glass would probably be my second favorite song off this album, Aaron. So that's my first 5.
All right. Hey, Maureen, thanks for joining us. Girls,
Yeah,
girls,
Maureen.
girls, girls on film seems to be an 80 theme.
Yep.
There's
Girls
also
on film.
Girls, girls. Elvis has an album called Girls, Girls, Girls. It was a soundtrack, but and Elvis Costello has a compilation album called Girls, Girls, Girls.
Wow.
But all right, I digress. Chris.
All right. Well, nice pick
Yanni.
so far, gentlemen. So my number 10 is Piece of Your Action off of my favorite Motley Crue album. I just love the raw sort of glam punk energy of this album. And the songwriting is just, stellar. So Piece of Your Action, number 10. We were just talking about Girls, 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 and I'm going to go with that as my number 9, the title track. Every time I walk into a strip club, that song is playing. So, Girls, Girls, girls.
Do you do that often, Chris?
Yeah.
And Vince, like, you know, people make fun of Vince now. They call him Vince Meal and all of that. Like, listen, I need to lose some weight too. I should have been Chris Meal tonight, but that guy back in the day, he had the greatest voice for this kind of music. Him and Stephen Pearcy, just freaking great vocalists for this style of music. So, number 9, Girls, Girls, Girls. Number 8, I know it was a huge hit, but every time it comes on, I want to raise my lighter. I'm going with Home Sweet Home. That video, when I don't know, how old were we, Josh? What year did this come out?
That came out in 86, so we were 12.
Okay. I still remember that video with the tour bus and, I don't know, the girls like grabbing at Vince Neil, and it was great. Home Sweet Home, number 8. Number 7, I'm thinking I should have put this higher, but I'm putting Live Wire at number 7. That riff on that song, it's so heavy, so freaking heavy. And I have a feeling Aaron's going to like this pick. For number 6, off of Theater of Pain, I'm going with Tonight We Need a Lover. Tonight. We need a lover tonight. It's just a great riff. Yeah, so Piece of Your Action, Girls, 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 Home Sweet Home, Live Wire, and Tonight We Need a Lover.
Nice.
So, Chris, I'm going to mention one thing just because you mentioned that little walking into a strip club. Like, when the record industries got together and decided that Motley Crue was no longer cool, they pretty much started the decline of rock and roll. Because at that point, everything got so serious. The music got ultra serious in the 90s. The fun got taken out of it. Now, I'm not saying all music has to be Motley Crue, but there was something to be said about badass rock stars that scored with chicks, did tons of drugs, barely escaped alive.
Yeah.
You know? And they killed
an exaggeration to say that Motley Crue invented a subgenre of heavy metal called sleaze metal. I mean, you think about, you know, all those bands that came afterwards. I mean, Motley Crue was such a huge influence. I mean, I'm a lot. I was just watching your Tipsy Tuesday, and that Black and Blue album. Like a lot of that, it's like that had to have been influenced in large part by Motley Crue, and you know, a lot of those bands that came afterwards. You know, that whole LA Sunset Strip, you know, kind of vibe, you know, that was all Motley Crue. They were doing that in like the early 80s and influenced so many bands that came afterwards.
Well, yeah. And I mean, I mentioned them before, but I would put Rat in that, you know, sentence too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Twisted Sister, but they were a little more serious at times, but they were right in there with it too.
Yeah, the thing is with Motley Crue is that they had the female fans. Like Rat was awesome, and all the kids in my school loved Rat, all the boys in school, but Motley Crue had the girls. So, like, there were just as many Motley Crue shirts worn on girls as there was guys, and that helped that band, you know? So.
Yeah, for sure.
Gary, it's all you, buddy.
All right.
You're going to put Brandon as your number 10?
No. If I would have thought of that song, it probably would have been in my bottom 3. Number 10, I went with Saints of Los Angeles. I really like that song. I think it fits in with any of the classic Crue songs. It's definitely got that kind of vibe, the way they talk about Los Angeles. Because, you know, you associate that with Motley Crue, Hollywood and all that stuff. Let's see, number 9. I'm glad that Chris broke the ice with this, because I'm picking Home Sweet Home. I really still like that song. I think that lyrically, it's a really well done song. As far as ballads and stuff go, I think it gets very powerful towards the end. I guess the only thing I ever got kind of tired of is I do get a little bit tired of that piano. You know, ding, 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 ding. That part gets on my nerves. But the rest of the song, I think, is really, really good. Number 8, I went with 10 Seconds to Love. I think that's a really cool. I think the lyrics are kind of weird, but it's a really cool song musically, and the drums sound really awesome on that song. Number 7, I'm going with Josh. Big hit, but Wild Side. That's a freaking great kick-ass song, man. I like the way they have these kind of like demonic sounding lyrics, and they're mixing it up with like modern day issues and stuff. Like I wrote down these lyrics here at the beginning. Kneel down, ye sinners, to streetwise religion. Greed's been crowned the new king. Hollywood's dream teams, yesterday's trash queens. Save the blessings for the final ring. Amen.
Amen.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Number 6, I went with Danger. The song itself sounds dangerous. It sounds scary. I mean, it paints this kind of, scary kind of picture to it. You're thinking, man, I don't want to be in Hollywood. It doesn't sound like a good place. So that's my 10 through 6 there.
Love it.
Great choices.
Jeff, it's all you, buddy.
All right, my number 10. And it's all about the cowbell, baby. Come on and dance. I mean, who doesn't love, like, move over, Mississippi Queen. Move over, don't fear the Reaper. Move over, I call your name. Tommy Lee on the cowbell. And I love, like, they just take a break and there's nothing but clank, 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 clank. Like, I just wanted to go on forever, Like, give me about 10 more bars of the clank, clank, clank. It's so fucking awesome. Like, who in 1981 or whenever this album came out was using a cowbell anymore? And Tommy's Lee, like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I am using the cowbell, and I'm going to use it on almost every goddamn song on this album. Nowhere is it more prominently featured than on Come On and Dance. And yeah, I want to come on and dance. I want to throw caution to the wind, dance like nobody's watching, and just get into the groove of the cowbell.
Do they use the cowbell on Shout at the Double?
Well, and I love it. Like, this is one of the greatest debut albums of the 1980s. It's still my favorite Motley Crue album. Absolutely love it. Number 9, Smoking in the Boys' Room. I know it's cliche. It's been overplayed to death, but I was just listening to it this morning. I'm like, this song kicks some. I know it's a cover, but it still kicks some pretty serious ass. I love it. I didn't know it was a cover when it came out, like probably most kids back then. But I don't know. It was sounding good to me this morning. Number 8, I got to go back to this album for Starry Eyes. Love that one. And I mean, it was so hard to pick like favorites off. I could have picked every single song off this one for my top 10. That's how much I love this record. But Starry Eyes, I love that hard rocking song on side 2. So that was number 8. Number 7, I'm going to go with She Goes Down, which is about a female boxer who she gets in debt with the mob, and so she has to throw all of her fights that she's in. So I love the storyline behind that one, but it's a very cool, another hard rocking classic from Motley Crue, a little bit of a deeper cut there. And then number 6, again, I'm going back. I got to go back to my favorite one with Merry Go Round. I love that one. I love, Vince Neil, he sounds a bit different on this record. And, like a lot of bands who really, they capture lightning in a bottle with their first album. And then they each subsequent album, they get a little bit more commercial. I just love the rawness of that first album. Where they've got like Nothing to Lose, and it's probably songs that they were playing live for a while, so they were able to, kind of perfect them before they went into the studio. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot from that record on my list because I absolutely adore Too Fast for Love.
Jeff, I'm thinking you should do a children's book where you interpret that song "She Goes Down." You know,
Yeah.
like give
Well, 'cause
your
everybody thinks
artistic
it's everybody's,
interpretation.
their mind's in the gutter. They think it must be some sort of sexual innuendo, but that's not at all what it's about. So I just wanted to set the record straight there.
Motley Crue would never do that.
No,
They
I
never
mean,
have sexual into 'em.
yeah, they were becoming a lot more serious by that stage in their career.
All right, Aaron, you gonna go?
Yeah. Let's see. My number 5 is "Take Me to the Top." I just love that song. One of my favorite Motley Crue songs, obviously. And just everything Jeff's been saying, how raw this album is. But "Take Me to the Top" just has it's like, it's catchy, and it has another catchy part, and then another part. It's just, I love those when they're like that. And then number 4, going back to this album with "Smoke the Sky." Josh already talked about it. One of Motley Crue's heaviest songs they've ever done. Low "Smoke the Sky." I mean, I was very close to putting like "Dropping Like Flies" on this list, or Hey Becky, or
Hey, Becky.
let's see, "Welcome to the Numb" almost made it, but gotta go "Smoke the Sky." And my number 3 is on this record I can't find. Number 3, I'm going "Red Hot." Another one of their heavy.
Nice.
Those deep cuts on the first couple albums are my favorite stuff. So "Red Hot," and they should have really played that song more live than they did. And then another one from this album, my number 2, "Knock 'Em Dead Kid," my favorite song from this album. It's just so heavy and menacing, and when you're drinking a beer, just right in your face. Just want to drink more type of thing. "Knock 'Em Dead Kid," my number 2. So "Take Me to the Top,"
song.
"Smoke the Sky," "Red Hot," and "Knock 'Em Dead Kid."
I love "Knock 'Em Dead." That's great.
Great song.
Yeah. Awesome. Good choices. All right. My number 5 is going to be "Knock 'Em Dead, Kid. Knock 'Em Dead." Yeah, what a fantastic song. I mean, you guys already summed it up beautifully, but just a great song. My number 4, "Uncle Jack" off Motley Crue '94. Another heavy song, like Aaron, like you said. There's so many of these you could have picked, but I'm gonna go with "Uncle Jack."
That kind of sounds like a Soundgarden. I always, when I hear that, it always reminds me of Soundgarden for whatever reason. I mean, I know that album was during the grunge era, but
Yeah,
I could
definitely.
see Chris Cornell singing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't feel like it's a great rock record. So even if you don't like Motley Crue, check that out. My number 3 is a song you don't hear a lot of people talking about, but to me, I think this is just a perfect song, and that is "Primal Scream" off "Decade of Decadence." Man, and there was a chance at one point we thought that was going to be the last song that they did with Vince, and it's such a great song. Number 3, and I told everybody my number 1 is going to shock them, and it is going to shock people, I think. So my number 2 is probably a lot of people's number 1, and that is "Live Wire," the song that started it all. Heavy, but with a punky kind of edge. A great song. I don't blame anybody that says this is their favorite Motley Crue song. But I'll go into my favorite next round.
Nice. Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
My number 5 is "Starry Eyes." I freaking love the song. Jeff had mentioned cowbell all over this album. What makes "Starry Eyes" for me is the clapping, the hand clapping. It's cool. They, like I said when I first was talking about this album, I just love the raw energy, the punk, the glam vibe of this album. So "Starry Eyes," number 5. Not my favorite Motley Crue album, but I can't deny the power of the title track, "Dr. Feelgood," number 4. And, I was just reminded looking on the back of it, produced by Bob Rock, who also produced the Black Album for Metallica. And you know why Metallica went with Bob Rock? Because didn't the Black Album come out after this? Yeah.
Yep.
So, they wanted an album that sounded as good as this, and they got it. And the sound on this album is killer. And "Dr. Feelgood," that is just such a great song. Number 3, and I believe that this is my first song off of this album. I'm going with Bastard off of Shout at the Devil. I know you guys have mentioned that song already. Just a great, heavy, fast riff. And, as a kid, you wanted to listen to a song called Bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with another hit of theirs, but I think Gary might have mentioned how good this song is. Gary, did you mention Wild Side?
Yeah, so did Josh. Yeah.
Okay, Josh did too. Yeah, it's my number 2. It's just that motorcycle in the beginning, and isn't it having the motorcycle? Or am I thinking of Girls, Girls, Girls? Whatever. Wild Side is just, I love that freaking song. It's so heavy. Even in the production on this album too. I was trying to see. It wasn't Bob Rock. Oh, Tom Werman. I don't know who that is. Maybe I should know.
He's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But it opens up this album. I mean, you go from Wild Side right into Girls, Girls, Girls. I mean, that's killer.
And then Dancing on Glass.
Yeah.
Which is another great song.
I agree with you. I like Dancing on Glass. That's a great song. So 5 Starry Eyes, 4 Dr. Feelgood, 3 Bastard, and 2 Wild Side.
And Chris, Bob Rock produced this also.
And this is the thing. I've got that on CD. I have to pull that out again. And I remember, and also you guys have shown Saints of Los Angeles. I got to pull that out again too, because that was really good. And I also got to pull out New Tattoo, because those 3 albums are great.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I've got all 3 of those on CD, and a lot of times I forget to play them. I forget that I have those.
Yeah.
I'm like you, Chris.
So if I feel bad, because if I knew those albums better, maybe I would have picked a couple songs off of them, because they're really good. But I kind of stuck to the classic first 5 albums.
Well, you can't lose. Great picks, everybody. Okay, number 5. I just can't seem to break the shackles of the City Boy Blues.
Nice.
To me, that's Motley Crue's homage to Aerosmith. They swipe a couple lyrics from 1970s and Aerosmith, and the riff kind of sounds like it, but I don't feel like they're ripping them off. I just feel like they're kind of saying, hey, this band was obviously a big influence on us, and we're going to kind of write a song in that style, and it works. I think it's a great song. Opens up the album and everything, and it's awesome. Number 4, this has been talked about. Piece of Your Action off the debut. That's just a kick-ass song. It's just great. I love it. Number 3, I've got the title track to Shout at the Devil.
Yeah.
You can't deny that song. I love it. That great driving song. I like the way that the verses kind of like are the way they mix them in, and they say them really fast with that stop and start beat that they got going on is just so killer. Then they got that, big heavy chorus. Shout. It's just awesome. I freaking love that song. And then 2, great song, man. I love the title track, Too Fast for Love. Man, I love the way Vince Neil sounds on that song. It's a very glam rock kind of song, I think, and it fits his voice really. I think Jeff said it. He sounds a little bit different on that album than he does on any of the other ones. And I just like the way his voice sounds on there. It's very raw. And he's got like this, he's still trying to sing in a certain style or something. Like it sounds kind of like a little bit of a glam rock kind of style, or something going on. But that song, Too Fast for Love, God, that's just a great, great freaking song. So, and that's, and Motley Crue's first album is my favorite album of theirs. So
Mine too.
Yeah.
So
There you go. There's 5 through 2.
Great choices there.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Jeff, it's all you, buddy.
All right. My number 5 is going to be Girls, Girls, Girls. Just a great song. I love it. Like you said, like Josh said, the opening to Bad Motor Scooter with motorcycle revving is very cool. It's just a catchy song. And I was like, I don't want to pick too many singles off of here, but I can't. I mean, a great song is a great song. Number 4, Public Enemy. Number 1, again, more the cowbell. Woo! Cowbell. Yeah. I get so fired up about cowbell. I'm not going to make any apologies for it, but Public Enemy number 1, again, I love the first side of this album. It's so fantastic. The whole thing is great. I love that one. And then number 3, Slice of Your Pie off of here. I love it. And I love, I love that tribute to I Want You, She's So Heavy at the end of the song. That like hooked me right in. And it was like the first time I heard it, I remember it being like, God, this sounds so familiar. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's the Beatles. It's I Want You, She's So Heavy. But the song, it's not just like a straightforward 80s, hard rock song. I mean, it's really a little bit more, even though, lyrically, it's not altogether different from Cherry Pie by Warrant, but musically, it has a lot more to offer. So I really like that one. And number 2, one of my favorite songs of the 80s, and it's not even just hyperbole, but Looks to Kill from the Shout at the Devil album. I had such a hard time picking one off of here. I'm like, God, because I love Too Young to Fall in Love. It's great off of here, but Looks That Kill for me, I don't know. It's my favorite song off the album. It's one of my favorite hard rock songs of the 1980s. And I had to put that on my list. And I ranked it high because it really, like most people, like that was my introduction to Motley Crue. I was not aware that they had an album before that. And that was like the first time they came on my radar. So it's a bit of a sentimental pick for me as well. But like Josh, there was no way I was ever going to be able to bring that album into my home. My mom and dad were both like deeply religious, and like any album with a pentagram on the cover, like absolutely not. So my friend had it back in the day. So I remember going over to his house and listening to it there. But that is my 5 through 2.
Awesome.
Great job.
Cool. Well, what was cool is when that was my introduction to them too, and this cassette just had the picture of the 4, not the pentagram on the cover, so you could sneak that in easier. My number 1, and this has been my favorite Motley Crue song since the mid '80s. I got into them during the Shout at the Devil album, and then I discovered Too Fast for Love right after that, and it's always been Starry Eyes, my favorite Motley Crue song. I just love the story. I love the catchiness of that song, and every time I hear it, I get goosebumps still. I listened to all these Motley Crue records for the last 2 weeks over and over, and I was like, well, it's been so many years, it's still my favorite, and every time it came on, it's like, yep, it's my favorite, always has been. Starry Eyes, number 1.
Awesome.
I love that song.
Fantastic.
So I like the dedication to the song. That's cool.
The reason why my number 1 is my number 1 is it's always consistently been, to me, one of the greatest songs ever written. And like, I just feel it transcends genres of music. I love the lyrics. I love the music. I love the annoying piano part that Gary said. I love everything about this fucking song. And that is Home Sweet Home. I just think it is a stone cold masterpiece. And like, if this was written by fucking Barry Manilow, I'd be like, shit, that's a good fucking song. Like, I don't care who sang it, who wrote it. And for it to be Motley Crue in a band that only me and the other fellow degenerates at school listened to, it was like, you know what I mean? Like, holy shit. Like, I heard this, I was thinking, wow, my favorite band's going to have a huge fucking hit. Not a hit that's with the metalheads, a hit that everyone friggin' knows. And to me, it's just a masterpiece. They should be so proud of themselves that they wrote a song this fucking good. It should have won a Grammy. I don't believe in the Grammys. It should have won something because it's that great of a song. I love it. Home Sweet Home's my number one.
Well, it did win something because that was the number one requested video on MTV for months. They had to take it off, even while it was still being voted number one because it was on there.
Yeah, the crew fanatics united.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great choice, Josh. I mean, I put Home Sweet Home at number 8, but I could very easily move it up. It's just what I feel is, I don't know if you use the adjective magical, but it's one of those songs that sort of just transports you back to wherever you first heard it. And, it's almost, it gives you those goosebumps and you remember being that age again. And it's almost like you can smell and what was around you and just watching the video and just, I don't know, it just brings you back. It's magical. So good choice.
You know what I think about that song too is to me, it does what you said, Chris. But I also think it has this kind of timeless feel.
Yeah.
Like, I know this sounds really stupid, but like for whatever reason, sometimes when I hear those lyrics, I think of the movie The Outsiders.
Yeah.
You remember that movie?
Yep.
I don't know, just, talking about, home life's not the best and everything. I had to run away high so I wouldn't come home low. And just these different lyrics that they have on there. I don't know. It's just, you can kind of interpret that song different ways. And that's a great song. When you can interpret, you can kind of take a song, interpret it how you want it a little bit. A lot of times that's the sign of a great song.
And I think you mentioned it before, Gary, that it's good because it balances that ballad verse. It's also heavy as hell. Like the solo in that song is heavy.
Yeah.
And
it's a singable solo.
Yeah, I like the difference between the heaviness and the soft piano, and yeah, it's just a great song.
Yeah.
All right, well, I didn't pick Home Sweet Home as my number one, but I'm gonna piggyback off of what Jeff was saying. I'm going with Looks the Kill.
Wow.
And always been one of my favorite songs. The riff, I love the video of it, and it's just heavy. Yeah, I just have always loved that song. So my number one is Looks the Kill.
Awesome song.
Yeah.
Great song. My number one, Hot, Young, Wild, and Free. A little bit better than I used to be. Live.
Because I'm alive.
I guess I'm kind of like what Aaron said, because like when we said we were going to make our top 10, the only one I knew for sure was that Livewire was going to be number one. And then it was just going to be seeing, what's going to fall after that. Because I just think, to me, that's a perfect balls to the wall rock and roll song. Almost verges on punk at times. It's just a great song. I mean, what would you do to improve it? Nothing. I don't think. I just think it's great.
More cowbell.
Rock and roll song, man.
More cowbell.
More cowbell.
You never have enough.
Yeah.
It is an awesome song, and like I said, I don't blame anybody for putting that song number one. So,
all right, my number one has been mentioned already, but it is my number one, and that is going to be "Piece of Your Action." I love that. Like Motley Crue could write such a kick-ass song, and that one too. Like there's that opening guitar fanfare, and then just like those power chords during the verses is so incredible. Yeah, I could listen to that song all day long, twice on Thursday. Can't get enough of it. That's the highlight. When I think about my favorite Motley Crue album, for me, that's the highlight. And I'm like, God, how could you not include, Wild Side on here and not Wild Side. I'm sorry.
Livewire.
Livewire. Yeah, I get those two mixed up all the time. But yeah, like Livewire is great, but Piece of Your Action, I don't know. That song has always just pumped me up whenever I hear it. So that's going to be my favorite. Yeah, who didn't discover Motley Crue on MTV?
Yeah.
I think most of us did, probably because of that video for "Looks of the Kill." But yeah, great band. Hey, Harry.
Hey, Harry.
Hey, Jeff, can I mention 2 songs that didn't get mentioned tonight that I think are amazing? The song New Tattoo, which I know Aaron picked White Kids on Dope, but New Tattoo, that song is awesome. And If I Die Tomorrow off their greatest hits. So 2 songs that didn't get mentioned that I absolutely love.
Actually, it was Punch in the Teeth by Love that I put on.
Oh, Punch in the Teeth by Love. I'm sorry.
But that's my favorite cover song they did is White Punks on Dope.
Yeah.
You know,
And they did, that is off this one, right? New Tattoo, isn't that a B-side to that? Or no?
It's a Tubes song, actually.
Yeah.
The Tubes? Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing. They did a song called White Punks on Dope.
You know, another great song that I don't think anybody mentioned is Louder Than Hell.
Yep.
Theater of Pain. That great vocals by Vince on that one.
There's my top 10. These are the ones that didn't make it. Almost made my
You want to
list.
read it? I can't.
Okay. I got number 11, I had Shout at the Devil. 12, Dr. Feelgood. 13, Livewire. 14, Primal Scream. 15, Wild Side, so other popular ones. Then 16, Public Enemy number 1. 17, Uncle Jack. 18, Too Fast for Love. 19, MF of the Year from Saints of Los Angeles. And number 20, Power to the People, the lead-off track of the 94 album.
I love it.
And that was hard even getting it down to 20. I seriously had like 50 that would have been easy to do. So.
Yeah, Louder Than Hell was consistently in my top 10, and over the last few days went out. But yeah, that one's an incredible song.
I didn't have a song from Theater of Pain. Keep Your Eye on the Money almost made it. But I love Theater of Pain. It's just they have so many other songs I love more. But
yeah,
I don't think it's a bad song on Theater of Pain. I think it's great.
I mean, honestly, I could have picked more songs off of this album to be in my top 10, but I kind of wanted to spread it around a little bit.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, On With the Show didn't get mentioned. That's a great one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the first album is my 3rd favorite, believe it or not. I think right now it's Shout at the Devil, 94, and then the first album. But those 3 albums to me are all perfection.
Same with me. So that's my 3, but it's Too Fast for Love, Shout at the Devil, then the 94. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? How do you rank them? What's your first 3?
Well, my first is definitely Too Fast for Love. I'm trying to think here. I'd probably go Shout at the Devil second. And then I'm looking here. This is going to be a spur of the moment decision for my number 3. I'm going to go with Theater of Pain. I know I just went in order, but the first album's always been my favorite. I mean, Looks the Kill off of Shout at the Devil is my favorite song. So that's number 2. And then, you know, we've been a lot of people, I don't know, I hear crap talked about Theater of Pain, but you can't deny the songs. City Boy Blues and Home Sweet Home. And, you know, Aaron had mentioned Keep Your Eye on the Money. I love Louder Than Hell. No, I think Jeff mentioned Smoking in the Boys' Room. That is a great cover. I put Tonight We Need a Lover on my list. So, yeah, I mean, I think Theater of Pain is just a killer record.
Yeah. MTV, I'd have to change channel.
My number 4 would be Girls. I love that one too.
Yeah. I think that, you know,
Really love You All I Need.
This is my least favorite out of the top 5.
Me too. There's some really strong stuff, but there's some that just didn't hold up as well, I don't think, on that album. But the strong stuff, like the title song and the one Jeff mentioned, is really good too. The couple Slice Your Pie, that's great. I actually like Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. I like that song a lot too. But then like Time for Change and SOS and a couple others, it's just not as strong, I don't think, on it.
It's funny that I go in order with it. I mean, I like the albums in their order, but again, like I said before, I need to listen to that 94 album more.
It's great.
Because maybe that one might edge up a little bit. I don't know. So.
Oh man, it's fantastic, dude. Go grab it, put it in your car, listen to it for a week. It is amazing.
I think you really like the song "Misunderstood" off that one. That's a great song.
Oh,
What do you guys think about the ballad "Without You" off of this?
It's all right. I don't dislike it, but I love it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah, I
funny.
mean,
I was listening to that today, and I was just thinking, like, God, you know, I don't know. Like, it's an okay ballad, but you know, lyrically, it's been done a million times.
Yeah.
It's actually written for Heather Locklear. Nikki Sixx wrote it about Tommy Lee and Heather Locklear's relationship, and then they broke up.
We should do our top 10 Striper songs next week.
I'm out.
Yeah, you want to go over to Ron Haggerty's channel for that one, I think, but or Mega Jeff. Mega Jeff.
Yeah, he's a big fan.
I like them. I
love Striper.
Some of their songs I can't listen to though. There's a couple. For some reason, I like Michael Sweet's vocals, but on the ballads, they're just too much for me to handle.
And since we're talking about other bands,
Little River Band, love them.
Aaron, didn't you send me Bon Jovi's 7800 Fahrenheit?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I just was listening to that. I posted it on Instagram. I wasn't as familiar with that album as like Slippery When Wet and the debut. I feel like it sort of gets lost in the shuffle. But I'm like, wow, this is an amazing album.
Easily my favorite Bon Jovi record. I love 7800 Fahrenheit. It's always been my
favorite. And it almost is making me like Bon Jovi again.
Mm-hmm. The first two Bon Jovis are excellent. Slippery When Wet's really good. New Jersey, and then he kind of went downhill. Yeah. But the first two especially, I love those first two a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a good time, guys.
Thanks, guys.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I think we got a next one we do, next top 10 list we do, we got to get a little away from the heart of rock. Maybe we can do like the Cars or the Police or
sounds good.
The Doors, something like that.
I'd like the Doors. The Doors would be fun.
Yeah, we should do the Doors next.
Yeah. Top 10 songs, is that what we're doing?
Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Top 10 songs, bottom 3 songs.
I have a bottom 20.
Yeah, that would be good.
There's a few Doors songs I can't take, but I like the ones I like. I love, but some of them I just can't even listen to. Just it's like ripping fingernails out of me.
Well, two of my number 1 and number 2 are the easiest. I know them in my head right now. Like for the Doors, there's just 2 songs that masterpieces for me.
They're from Full Circle, right?
They're not from Full Circle, no, man.
Are they from American?
Other Voices?
No, you guys are missing the mark. Jim Morrison was still alive when these songs were released.
Just get up and dance, one of them.
Oh my God, you guys crack me.
All right, well, thanks everybody for joining in. Everybody, by everybody I mean all 6 people, for joining in on the live stream tonight.
Hopefully this will catch on tomorrow,
and we'll be back
People watching
next week.
Thanks everyone.
Bye guys.
Everyone.